What is up, people? I am the Godless Engineer, and tonight we have the Prologue, a little live stream thing that I've become to start to do before my game streams on my gaming channel. If you will, look down below, there is a link to the game stream that's going to be going on after this. It's Assassin's Creed 2. We're going to be stabbing motherfuckers like we just lost our goddamn minds. But before that, we're going to be talking about some current news, and of course, this is Tease is talking about the Muslims saying that even though you're not part of ISIS, other Muslims you need to support and protect them. But before we get into that, I would like to say that if you guys could do me a favor, go on to Facebook or wherever and find the Original Motto Project as well as Mythicist Milwaukee. Those are two groups that I fully support, and they are definitely not paying me to say this right now. I just am really involved in both of these groups, and I really support what they are doing. So it would be a great thing if you could go find them, share their stuff, get the word out about those two causes, Mythicism and E Pluribus Unum. But now, if you will, turn your attention up here. This is the Benham brothers. If you don't know, or if you don't remember about them, they were going to have like a home decorating kind of bro-sef kind of show on TLC. And you don't remember about them. They were going... They were going to have a show on TLC, and but it got canceled even before they started shooting because exactly of what they're doing right here. They're being fucking bigoted as hell. They are basically bitching about not being able to discriminate against people of different gender, like transgender people of different sexual orientations. They want to be able to discriminate, kind of like the racists of the 1950s who just wanted to blatantly, discriminate against black people just because they were fucking black. No other reason for it. And just like now, no other reason for it other than the fact that, ew, you do stuff that I don't like. I'm sorry you don't like getting your dick sucked, but it's fabulous, let me tell you. Anyways, let's see what these fuckers have to say, huh?
This couple said that they were referring people over, but as soon as they came in and asked for an event, an expressive event in terms of making that couple a union, a marriage, that went against their deeply held beliefs. And so as a result, they said no. Well, they ended up getting sued. They lost $135,000. They closed the business. The landlord lost a tenant. The state lost business revenue. And as a result of the state pursuing them, they had to pay over $100,000 to pursue them in court.
Okay, well, I do believe that's all because they broke non-discrimination laws. Non-discrimination laws are there to prevent fucks just like you from doing shit just like this. Now, a lot of people like to say that it's akin to, asking a Christian baker, like asking a Christian baker to bake a cake for a gay wedding is akin to asking a perfectly normal fucking baker that's not bigoted as hell to bake a cake that says, I hate faggots on it, or something like that, or I hate gay marriage. Like, apparently, they're equating that. It's a false equivalency fallacy in order to do that, but that's what they're trying to say here, is that they're both the same. Now, if you're going to discriminate against somebody just based on their sexual orientation, and you're there to serve the public, like you have a license to serve the public, and that's normally what a business license is. If you're there to serve the public, you should serve the public. Like, there are things that you can discriminate on, but they can't be like arbitrary. Like, if a guy's coming in and he's acting like an ass, and he's really driving away business and whatnot, fine. That's okay. You can kick him out because he's being detrimental to your business. But if someone comes in simply for the fact that they are black, white, gay, straight, any kind of arbitrary thing, you can't kick them out. You can't refuse to serve them because the business license that you got, the license that you got from the state that says, hey, you can operate in this state. You can gain money from this business. You can be a business in this fucking state. You get that license and you have to serve the goddamn public. But apparently these fucks don't even know that.
So that was just one negative impact as a result of an ordinance like this. Then you flip over to Seattle, Washington.
Well, why don't we just repeal the Civil Rights Act from the 50s and 60s? Why don't we just do that so that you can be all bigoted as shit and go and deny mixed racial couples? Huh? How about we do that? That sounds good. That sounds pleasant.
Man goes into the restroom, changes his clothes, little girls go running out. He comes out and says, SOGI, Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity Ordinance. The gym owner and the other folks that were called had nothing to say. They didn't even know what to say. They were baffled. They felt like they were living in Bizarro world because this is common sense. So in those two,
they felt like they were living in Bizarro world. Bizarro world, where you can't discriminate against somebody just for the pure fact that they have a different sexual orientation than you. Bizarro world, where you can't discriminate against somebody just because they got a little bit more melanin in their skin. Bizarro world, a place where fucking normal people live. I think you live in Bizarro world there, Benham, bitch.
Cases, that's what happens if our governor and our General Assembly do not call a special assembly to actually defeat this. That's why we believe it's so important. This is not just simply a law. This is a targeting law. This will clearly target you. Mark our words. If this goes through, my company and others will be targeted.
His company, mark his words now, his company as well as others will be targeted. Let me see. Do you mean like they're going to be targeted just like the blue laws targeted homosexuals way back when? You know, before a higher court decided, hey, these blue laws are targeting the homosexuals. So guess what? They're unconstitutional as fuck. And I've actually had to learn about the blue laws because I was totally oblivious to them. I mean, they don't teach this shit in like high school history class or anything. But blue laws were laws that were passed that were vague enough to where they weren't targeting homosexuals, but in the implication of, or not implication, but implementation of these laws, they turned discriminatory. Just like this one, I guess you could turn it discriminatory. I mean, if it would be how it would be if it was targeting Christians is if like there was an Islamic thing and you know, the law didn't apply to them, but yet it applied to the Christian whatever the fuck business down the way. That would be discriminatory. Or if it was an atheist business, or I don't know why we gotta name them by religion. I mean, businesses aren't fucking people. Although, thank you, Hobby Lobby, for that fucking bit of legislation. But I don't see how it can be discriminatory. You can't say that it's gonna be discriminatory or that it is now. I mean, he's saying that in the future it will be, but I sincerely doubt that it will, because we're moving to a point where you know we're moving to a point of equality is what we're doing. So I don't get where this guy's coming from, but obviously it's Bizarro world. Ooh, Bizarro world. Oh man, okay. Do you guys recognize this motherfucker right here? This motherfucker is Steven Anderson. He's a lovely little pastor out of Arizona, I do believe. And if you don't recall, a couple years ago, fuck my eye. I basically just told you to skull fuck me. Let's forget that. the Steven Anderson, you know, he had this lovely little idea that he could cure AIDS by killing all the homosexuals out there, right? He could just kill all of them, and then that would cure AIDS. And apparently the Bible has the cure for AIDS in it by killing all the homosexuals. Never mind that blood transfusions can transmit AIDS and all this other stuff, can transmit other bloodborne diseases as well. Fuck that, right? No, the Bible says kill gays. Fuck it, we're killing gays. This time, though, he's over here spouting off that, that Christians shouldn't get married to unbelievers. But you're not going to believe who he's calling an unbeliever. It's going to blow your fucking mind as to who he is exactly calling an unbeliever at this point.
And especially, we need to make sure and understand the sin of marrying an unbeliever.
Yeah.
The sin of marrying an unbeliever.
That's sin.
Now, some people have already...
That's sin. You're going to go to hell. You're going to go to hell and you're going to burn. You're going to burn, motherfucker. You're going to burn in hell for that sin of just marrying somebody with different beliefs.
Already made this mistake, and they've paid the consequences for it. You know, and you see people that they marry an unbeliever and they don't think it's that big of a deal, but there are all kinds of consequences that they don't think about. Like we were talking about this morning. You know, you think
what kind of
about
consequences?
Those that
Tell me.
Marry the Roman Catholic, and they think, you know, oh well, close enough.
Whoa. How is a Roman Catholic an unbeliever? Last time I checked, Roman Catholics in general, they believe in Jesus Christ. They're Christians. They worship Jesus and everything. Of course, they worship it differently than you do, but they're still Christians. I don't know why you're calling them unbelievers there, dude.
Wrong.
Sorry.
Catholics aren't Christians.
What the fuck? This is a common thing that's actually spouted, though. They say that they're not Christians just because they practice differently, and he's about to explain why they're not, okay?
Okay? Catholics do not believe in salvation by grace through faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. They follow a pagan-type religion of idolatry and necromancy, and they...
Okay, I'm guessing idolatry, meaning that they worship Mary and the saints and everything, like they pray to them and whatnot. Okay, they do that, and then the necromancy. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about there. I mean, as far as I can tell, I mean, as far as I remember, like the Roman Catholic Church don't raise people from the dead. That's pretty crazy Southern Baptist motherfuckers, you know.
They do not believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. You know, we go out...
How do they not believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ? Motherfucker, listen to me. Listen to me, motherfucker. I grew up in a goddamn Catholic private school. Okay? I had a specific religion class where we learned about Jesus Christ, and we prayed to Jesus Christ every day. We followed Jesus Christ. I'm sorry that you're too much of a potato in order to understand that. Or maybe you're just in too much of a denial state that you don't want to associate yourselves with them because they fuck too many kids. Either way, you're still associated with them by the fact that they are Christians. Letting you know.
And knock doors. And you say, well, you're mad at Catholics. We go out and win Catholics to Christ every week.
You don't have to win Catholics to Christ. You don't. You don't at all. I mean, the pure fact that they already believe in Christ means that you're preaching to the choir, quite literally.
We knock on the doors of Catholics and bring them the true gospel because they're not hearing it at their church. And they need somebody to bring the gospel to them. But, you know, somebody marries a Roman Catholic and thinks, oh, close enough. And they think they're going to change them. And then the first baby's born, and the Catholic in-laws want to baptize their baby.
Oh my god damn, baptizing the baby? Holy shit. Everybody stop the presses. They're going to baptize the baby. It's not like they wouldn't discuss it. I mean, in a mixed faith marriage, I mean, commonly you discuss this shit, right? You discuss the shit up front, and you lay out like, well, are we going to get them baptized at first, or are we going to wait? What are we going to do? How is this shit going to work out?
They're like, whoa, I don't want to do this. Well, sorry, we're going to baptize your baby or whatever. You know, you don't think about that when you're this young person, just, you know, oh, he's really cute. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, yeah. You know what?
Apparently to him, the only reason why people get married is because they just want to fuck and everybody's just cute. Apparently, that's the only reason why people want that shit. Want to get married to him. I don't know about that, but I mean, obviously, it is a component of it. I mean, you don't want to get married to somebody that you're not attracted to, but that shouldn't be the only thing. Like, it's like, oh, why are you getting married to her? Well, I don't know. She's got nice tits. That shouldn't be the reason why you're getting married. I'll just say that right off the bat. But at the same time, if that is the reason why you want to get married to him, fucking fine. Get married to him. I don't think it'll last long, but I mean, that's your life. But no, don't worry. Apparently to him, it totally matters to him whether or not you get married for his reasons. He wants you to get married for his reasons. And he wants you to believe in God for his reasons, in his way. If it's not his way, then it's the highway. So he's just basically being like a spoiled little fucking brat right now.
You need to be wise and understand that you're not going to have communion and you're not going to have fellowship with an unbeliever in marriage, and it's not going to work out well at all. And you say, well, I know somebody where it worked out well. Yeah, but you know what? I know a lot of people that did a lot of wrong things, and
it's not wrong to get married to somebody of a mixed faith. It's just not. It's not at all. So I don't see why he's saying that it's wrong. It's not like you're stealing something from somebody. It's none of those things. But yet, you know, he wants to perpetuate it as that. So, okay.
And then it ended up working out okay. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go try it, though. You know what I mean? Oh, I know a guy who fell off the 3rd floor of a building, and he was fine. You know, does that mean let's all just jump out the window?
Okay, you're saying that he fell off, and then that's that's a false equivalence even in your own example there, dumbass. I mean, you're saying, oh, he fell out of a window. Well, let's all just go and fucking jump out of a window. Ah! No, it's like, okay, well, he jumped out of a window. I know this is kind of nitpicking at this point, but still, you should be consistent in your analogies.
And we'll be fine, because he was fine. You know, that logic doesn't make any sense, okay? And it's never fine to disobey God's laws anyway.
Oh, which laws? You mean like boiling a goat in its own mother's milk? You mean that law? You're disobeying a law right now by not killing a homosexual. If you see a homosexual on the street, maybe you should just go ahead and cap them right in the head, you know? Okay, that was it. Now... So now on to the title moment of tonight, which is the ISIS and Muslim thingy. This is a video that I found on Twitter today. And this guy is going to advocate for, non-radical Muslims who are not in ISIS. He's advocating for that particular group of people. And this is really, what he spouts off here is really indicative of how the Muslim, or not Muslim, but the Islamic value system really permeates throughout the Islamic community. They have all of these notions of what's right and wrong and what the punishments are for these right and wrong things. So, and most of those punishments are pretty harsh. You know, like for instance with the Danish cartooners, when they drew Muhammad, while some of them, while a good bit of Muslims didn't think they needed to die, as the radicals felt that they did, a lot of Muslims felt that the Danish cartoonist still needed to be jailed for it. Can you imagine being jailed for a really shitty drawing of Muhammad? I mean, it's the entire reason why we have Draw Muhammad Day. Let's see what he has to say here. He's going to be spouting, a whole lot of Arabic, I think it is, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I don't know the language, but we are not a member of ISIS. Maybe many of the Muslims have not the slightest thing to do with ISIS.
Biz Irak İslam Şam Devleti'nden değiliz. Irak İslam Şam Devleti belki birçok Müslümanın Irak İslam Şam Devleti ile uzaktan yakından alakası yoktur. Fakat
But they are our Muslim brethren, and we accept any attack against them as an attack against us. So right now he is saying that while they are not part of ISIS, they do not hold to the same ideas as ISIS as far as the punishments, the things that ISIS is doing, but yet he feels, this is just, I don't know who he's exactly speaking for in this context, but he is a Muslim, as it claims, but he is a Muslim, and he's saying, our Muslim brethren, we need to accept any attack against them as an attack against us.
Onlar bizim Müslüman kardeşlerimizdir ve onlara yönelik yapılmış her türlü saldırıyı biz kendimize yönelik yapılmış kabul ederiz ve biliriz ki
And we know that titles such as Takfiri, I don't know, are not their real problem. Rather, their target is the Akida.
tekfircilik, haricilik vesaire bu tip söylemler aslında akidenin hedef alındığı söylemlerdir.
And every Muslim has the obligation to help them. Every Muslim has the obligation to help ISIS. They need to help ISIS in every way. They need to support them. They need to support the terrorists. Even though the terrorists, the ISIS, the radical Muslims are the ones that are rounding up the very Muslims that he's talking to and murdering them as well. You know, this past week, there were some politicians, I think it was, I can't remember his name. One politician suggested that they have like a special program for getting Christians that are fleeing the Middle East, like Christians in those countries, to get them out. Like make sure that they are able to immigrate. But fuck the Muslims. Fuck them because they're Muslim. But let the Christians over here. It's not like some Muslim can pretend to be Christian, can be like, oh, I converted to Christianity. Yes, I love Jesus. I suck his cock every night. And so I don't see how that could really filter out the bad people. But at the same time, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, that seems like a poor system for trying to filter that shit out.
Bütün Müslümanların desteğini vermesi gerekir. Yani böyle bir durumda
in such a situation, the one who supports the opposite side has to cut that support.
Karşı tarafa yardım yapanlar varsa yardımlarını kesmeleri gerekir. Biz
Right. Okay. So, but there are multiple studies out there that show that Muslim ideals, not Muslim, sorry, but Islamic ideals like Sharia law and everything like that, those kind of concepts permeate almost every level of, the Muslim community, the Islamic community. While some radical extremists feel that people need to be killed for drawing Muhammad, like we saw in Paris, France, and then I don't know why they decided to attack Brussels, but fuck, they did. But while some radical extremists in the religion feel that action needs to be taken, even if you go to the most moderate, like the ones that seem to comport with our current modern society, they still feel that laws should be made where you can be jailed for simply drawing a motherfucker that loved to fuck little girls. That loved to take them as his wife when they were 6, and then he was a gentleman, of course, so he waited till they were 9 in order to consummate the marriage. But, I mean, they actually want to make laws where it's fucking illegal to draw this motherfucker. Like, that's just one aspect of it. They also want to make laws where you have to go out dressed in trash bags, where you can't fucking, where like women have to be completely covered up. And so, I really don't understand how people cannot see that religion is being used as a shield. I don't see how people can't at least sit there and acknowledge that religion is playing a major part in these terrorist acts. Because religion has been given such reverence in our society. Religion is so protected. The other day I mentioned how in America we protect religion so much that, we have people in the Catholic Church that will protect priests from getting reported to the police for fucking little kids. They will allow a priest to fuck little kids for 30 goddamn years. And they won't do shit for it. They won't do shit to stop it. Actually, you know what they'll do? They'll recirculate the goddamn motherfucker to other to other churches so that they have a whole new ground in which to prey upon. They find down and out kids. They find kids that they know that they can manipulate, that they can groom, and then they can fuck. They find it, and they don't think that they're doing anything wrong because they're fucked in the head. But since religion has been given such reverence in our country, it's being used as a shield. It's being used as a shield to cover up some of the worst things in our country. And this is an example of religion being used as a shield for the Islamic community, for the Muslim community. Because it is. Because our reverence for religion caused like multiple media outlets around the time of the Paris attacks to not even show the cover of that magazine. Shit, I can't remember the name of the magazine, but you know what I'm talking about. Charlie Hebdo. They wouldn't even show it. Like, one person tried to pull it up in front of the camera. Fuck it, they wouldn't show it. And that is the point in which the terrorists get what they want. They get what they want, and they win. You allow them to win when you bend to their whims. And by putting it down, by not showing it, by being afraid to speak out against it, you're allowing them to win. I just really want to drive that home. Okay? And like I said, this is just an example of that in the Islamic community, in the Muslim community, which spans, internationally all over. But I appreciate you guys joining me tonight for this little rant of mine. I know here at the end I repeated myself a lot. If you will, go down below. I am going to be playing Assassin's Creed 2. If you want to follow me over there, I will be streaming shortly. Also, tomorrow morning, I'm doing my regular Fallout stream, although it's not on this channel, but I will be giving away a free Automatron DLC for Steam. So if you don't have it yet, and you have Fallout 4 on PC, you can have a chance at winning a free one. So I hope that you will go over there and join me on Saturday. I've also got that video link down below. Go ahead, start commenting on there, and I will announce a winner when the stream starts tomorrow. So appreciate it, guys. Join me on the other stream, and don't forget to hit like on this motherfucker, and don't forget to share it out too if you like the information I presented. So y'all have a good night, have a good Friday, and I'm gonna go and kill some fucking Italians like a motherfucker that I am.